Good morning to all of you. We are on chapter first in OC. Chapter 1, Nature and Scope of Management. In the previous OC lecture, we have completed different levels of management. Now today, functions of different levels of management. So first of all, function of top level management. Functions of top level management. First function, to lay down the primary and subsidiary object to lay down the primary and subsidiary objective for business unit. Second point, to appoint top executives like CEO, MD, GM, etc. CEO, Chief Executive Officer, MD, Managing Director, and GM, General Manager. Third point, to act as a trustee. Top level management means board of directors act as a trustee. Fourth point, to solve complex problems of business enterprise. At least 6 points you have to learn for 3-mark question. To solve complex problems of business enterprise. Point number 5th, functions of top level management. Point number 5th, to sanction the budget prepared by different departmental heads. Sixth point, to prepare plan, policies, strategies for the entire business unit. Six points are completed. Beside this, additional point, 7th. 6th point is to prepare plan, policies, strategies for the entire business unit. Beside this, to perform functions like distribution of dividend, creation of reserve fund and redistribution of reinvestment of profit. 8th and last point, to analyze the report report regarding the performance of employees, to analyze the report regarding the performance of employees and issue or gives instructions accordingly. So these are functions of top level management. First one is board of directors or top level management decide main objective, primary objective and subsidiary objectives. Subsidiary objectives may be short term objectives. For example, what business unit needs to achieve at the end of financial year, that is called primary objective, means main objective, and after every month or after every week or after regular interval, what type of objective they needs to achieve, that is called subsidiary or helping objective for business unit. So both main objective and helping objective, supporting objective means subsidiary objectives are decided by top level management. Next, board of directors or top level management appoints top executives like chief executive officer, managing director, general manager. They are appointed by board of directors, means top level management. Next, top level management act as a trustee means they are acting as a trustee on behalf of all investors, all shareholders, all stakeholders. Means trustee here means their main function is to protect the assets, the property, the investment of the business unit, to act as a trustee. So on behalf of all shareholders, on behalf of all investors, on behalf of all stakeholders like debenture holders, government, they are protecting the property, assets, finance, capital of the business unit. That's why they are called trustee. They are acting as a trustee also. Whatever complex problems arises in the business unit, it is solved by top level management. So one of the main function of top level management to solve complex problems of business enterprise. Then whatever budget is prepared by different departmental heads like purchase manager, sales manager, these budgets are sanctioned and approved by top level management to sanction the budget prepared by different departmental heads. Next, to prepare plan, policy, strategies for the entire business unit. Next, to perform functions. They are performing other functions, main functions of the business unit also. At the end of year, financial year, how much amount will be distributed as dividend, it is decided by top level management. Creation of reserve fund, whether reserve fund must be created or not, it is decided by top level management. Reinvestment of profit is also decided by top level management. Beside this, to analyze the reports, whatever report they had received from the middle level management and bottom level management, these reports are analyzed by, observed by top level management regarding the performance of employees, regarding all activities, and according to that they are issuing orders, instructions. Beside this 8 points I have written, one more point, to abide by laws. One more point I am adding, point number 9, to abide by laws. It means this is the function of top level management, to abide by laws. It means all activities, it is the duty of responsibility of top level management to see, to check whether all activities of business unit, whether at top level management or middle level or bottom level, that all activities must be performed, executed, implemented according to laws. According to laws means according to provision of Companies Act 2013, guidelines issued by SEBI, central government, Reserve Bank of India and other authoritative agencies. These are the functions of top level management. Once again, to lay down the primary and subsidiary, so any 6 points you have to learn. To lay down the primary and subsidiary objective of business unit. Second, to appoint top executives like CEO, MD, general manager, etc. Third point, to act as a trustee. Fourth point, to abide by laws. Fifth point, to solve complex problem of the entire business unit. Fifth point, to sanction the budgets prepared by different departmental heads. Sixth point, to prepare plan, to decide rules also, to internal rules, to prepare plan, policies, strategies for the entire business unit. Next, to perform other functions like distribution of dividend, how much dividend is to be distributed, creation of reserve fund, whether reserve fund should be created or not, reinvestment of profit, whether profit will be reinvested somewhere else or not. Besides this, to analyze the report received by them from middle level management and bottom level management regarding the performance of all activities, regarding the performance of employees, and on the basis of report they are issuing orders, instructions, guidelines time to time to their employees, to their subordinates. Besides this, to abide by laws. Abide by laws means this is their responsibility to perform, to execute all the activities according to the provision of Companies Act 2013 or guidelines issued by SEBI, guidelines issued by RBI, guidelines issued by central government or any other authoritative agencies. These are the functions of top level management. Now, functions of bottom level management. Next topic. Functions of middle level management. First point, to implement the order or instruction, to implement the order or instruction received by top level management. Received from top level management. First, to implement the order means to execute the order or instruction received from top level management. Second function, to boost up the morale of the employees. It is the responsibility of middle level management to boost up the morale of the employees time to time, so that they are able to put their 100% efforts in business unit, in production, in work, to boost up the morale of the employees. Third point, to prepare plans for their particular department, for their particular or respective department. Fourth, to prepare budget, again same, for their particular or respective department. Fifth, to keep in constant touch, with other departments in order to maintain coordination. Sixth, to help top level management in taking major decisions. So 6 functions are sufficient for middle level management. First one is they need to implement, they need to execute the orders or instructions which they are receiving from top level management. The simple explanation, one line explanation. Second one is it is the duty of departmental heads, means purchase manager for purchase department, sales manager for sales department, then production manager for production department, finance manager for finance department. This is their responsibility. They are departmental heads. That's why whoever is working under them, this is their responsibility to boost up the morale of the employees by providing them suggestions, by appreciating them. There are different methods to boost up the morale of the employees so that they are able to put their honest efforts in the production, in the work. So this is their responsibility to boost up the morale of the employees. Third one is to prepare plans for their respective department. For example, purchase manager, it is the responsibility of purchase manager to prepare particular plan, short term, long term, whatever plan they want to make, they must make plan for their purchase department, means for their respective department. In the same way, to prepare budget, this is the responsibility of departmental heads. Departmental heads means middle level management, to prepare budget for their particular department. Next one is to keep in constant touch with other department so that coordination can be maintained. For example, if sales manager has decided to increase sale, to increase supply in the market, this is the decision of sales manager. So before taking this decision, he must take consultation, he must bring contact with purchase manager or production manager. First of all, production manager, that whether production is possible or not. Then production manager will contact purchase manager whether raw material is available or not. If not, then try to collect raw material so that production can be increased. And once production will increase, then they will give report to sales manager in order to increase supply in the market. So all the managers have to keep in constant touch with each other so that perfect coordination can be maintained. Last, to help top level management in taking major decisions. So whenever, because all major decisions are taken by top level management, so whenever they are taking major decisions or they are making policies, this is the responsibility of middle level management, departmental head to assist them. These are the functions of middle level management. Now next, functions of bottom level management. Functions of bottom level management. First function, again same point which we have done in middle level management, to implement order or instructions received from middle level management. Second, to supervise the functions of employees or workers to supervise the functions of employees or workers. Third point, to boost up the morale of employees. Again same point, morale of workers. Fourth, to prepare plan for day-to-day work, day-to-day or routine work, day-to-day or within bracket I am writing routine work, because production take place every day. So for every day supervisor needs to prepare plan, to prepare plan for a day-to-day routine work. Fifth, to solve genuine problems of their workers, means workers working at bottom level management, supervisor has to solve the problems. Sixth, to perform functions like repairing or maintenance of machineries. Then additional point, seventh, to make arrangement of raw materials and other equipments for workers regarding continuous production. Eighth, to prepare report regarding all activities here means all types of activities and regarding the performance of workers, to prepare report regarding all activities and forwarding or submitting it to middle level management. These are the functions of bottom level management. Bottom level management has to implement or execute those orders which they are receiving from middle level management. Next, at middle level management, supervisor is the head of bottom level management, but supervisor is the head of bottom level management, so he has to supervise the function of each and every worker working under them. Third, they can put their honest and 100% efforts, so that this is the responsibility of supervisor to boost up the morale of the workers. By boosting up the morale of the workers, they are motivated, means boost up the morale of the workers means to motivate workers, to increase their productivity, to increase their efficiency, to improve their work standard. That is called boost of the morale of the workers. Next, for day-to-day routine work, supervisor has to prepare plan. So it is the function of supervisor at bottom level management to prepare plan for day-to-day routine work. Next, to solve all the problems of the workers working under supervisor at bottom level management, it is the responsibility of supervisor to solve minor or major problems of their workers. Next, to perform other functions, important functions, because production take place at bottom level management. That's why it is very necessary that machineries are in running condition. So to perform, to supervise the functions like repairing or maintenance of machineries so that production will not stop. Next, it is the duty of supervisor to make arrangement of, means he has to complete the availability of raw materials and other equipments for the workers which are necessary for production. Next, to prepare report, and finally supervisor has to prepare a report about each and every activity or about performance of workers and then forwarding the same report to middle level management with some remarks. So these are the functions of bottom level management. Now all topics regarding different levels of management is completed. Means we have done top level management, middle level management and bottom level management. Short introduction about that it includes board of directors in top level management. It includes board of directors, chief executive officer, managing director and general manager. The another name of top level management is higher level management. Higher level management. And top level management holds supreme authority, means highest authority. Then middle level management, it includes departmental heads like purchase manager, production manager, sales manager, marketing manager, finance manager, advertisement manager. These are different departmental heads. And the another name of middle level management is officer level management. Then bottom level management includes supervisor, jobbers, foreman, workers, etc. And another name of bottom level management is supervisory level of management or operational level of management or functional level of management or workers level of management. And what are their function? We have done is today. Beside this, what is the difference between top level management, middle level management and bottom level management we have already done. Now next topic is coordination. Now we all know about football game. In football game what happens? This is goal post. And in football, in both team, 11 players are playing. We all know about football match or football game. One player is passing ball to another player, and how another player, suppose this player A, player B, how another player comes to understand, means how he understand, how he able to know that now ball comes to him. And first, how he comes to know that ball comes to him. Second, then once ball comes to him, then his responsibility is to take the ball to the goal post, near to the goal post, and if possible then, or if necessary, then he has to pass his ball to somebody else, to some other player C, and in this way they try to make goal. It means try to make goal means try to achieve objective, but achieving objective is possible with these team efforts A, B, C and other players. I am taking short example, but my question is how other player comes to know that he has to receive ball and take football ahead or near to the goal post. How? This is due to effective communication. Effective communication means all these things becomes possible only when a proper effective communication they are able to maintain. When ball is in the control of first player A, automatically other player comes to know. Why? Because of communication. We all know that communication is of different types: oral communication, written communication, expression, signals, sound. gesture. These are all different types of communication. So through communication, another player comes to know that now he has to receive the ball. Then another player, further player also comes to know that if situation arises, he has to receive the ball and make goal, means achieve objective. So with these team efforts, with this effective communication, they are able to achieve the objective, means through proper understanding. They are putting their team efforts through cooperation of each and every player. They are able to achieve the objective. So here, effective communication is necessary in football game. Proper understanding is necessary, and cooperation is must. Without cooperating each other, it is not possible to make a goal, means to achieve objective. So cooperation is necessary. Proper understanding here means proper or mutual understanding, we can say mutual understanding. So effective communication, mutual understanding, cooperation of team is very necessary. So combination of effective communication, mutual understanding and cooperation in order to achieve objective, in order to achieve target is called coordination. Means if only cooperation is present, means only with cooperation it is not possible to achieve target. Along with cooperation, proper understanding or mutual understanding and effective communication, along with mutual understanding and effective communication, and by putting team efforts, no doubt that one player cannot achieve the target. So here team efforts is necessary, and this team efforts includes effective communication, mutual understanding with each other, and then cooperation with each other is necessary. The combination of cooperation, mutual understanding, effective communication in team efforts is necessary in order to achieve the objective, in order to achieve the target. The combination of all these things is called coordination. Now, proper definition of coordination is whenever two or more persons working together, when two or more persons working together with cooperation and mutual understanding for the accomplishment of objective is called coordination. Now, what are the nature or characteristics of coordination? The characteristics or features of coordination. By understanding the example of football match, by understanding this definition, what we are observing about coordination? The first point regarding coordination, that because in every function of management, if you talk about business unit, so in every function of management, whether it is planning, staffing, directing, in all functions of management, teamwork means team efforts is necessary, and in team efforts coordination is very necessary, means coordination becomes one of the important element. So it means coordination is necessary in every functions of management, like planning, controlling, directing, organizing, in all functions, because group of individuals are working regarding each and every function. So mutual understanding, proper cooperation, effective communication is necessary, and it is called coordination. So coordination is necessary in every functions of management. Second, coordination is required at every level of management. We know about the functions of every level of management. So whether it is top level management or middle level management or bottom level management, they are preparing plans, they are preparing budget, they are putting their team efforts. So wherever team efforts is necessary, wherever 2 or more persons are working, in all this level, coordination is very necessary for the achievement of objective. Beside this, from definition, effective communication is necessary for the success of coordination. So effective communication, I have already explained this effective communication through an example, through football game, that effective communication, mutual communication, proper understanding is very necessary in order to maintain coordination, in order to achieve target. So effective communication is one of the important element of coordination. Fourth one is, coordination is not possible without cooperation. The first and important element in coordination is cooperation. First of all, each and every player or each and every individual in business unit try to help each other. That is cooperation. So cooperation is the initial point, initial process, first process of coordination. And along with cooperation, when mutual understanding mix up, then it becomes perfect, effective coordination. So these are 4 points. Beside this, fifth, coordination is necessary for optimum utilization of resources, or we can say that due to coordination, optimum utilization of resources is possible. Optimum utilization of resources. I am converting this sentence in easy one. Due to coordination, fifth point, due to coordination, resources can be utilized at optimum level. Sixth one is, coordination helps in achieving the target, accomplishing the target easily. So these are the characteristics of coordination. First, coordination is necessary in every functions of management, whether it is planning or organizing or directing, because all functions are executed, implemented by group of individuals, and wherever group of individuals or 2 or more persons are working together, compulsory cooperation and mutual understanding is necessary, means coordination is necessary. Coordination is required at every level of management. Then effective communication is necessary for the success of coordination, or we can say coordination cannot be success without effective communication. Then coordination is not possible without cooperation also. Next, due to coordination, resources can be utilized at optimum level, or resources can be, means wastage of resources. In other words, wastage of resources can be reduced due to coordination. Coordination helps in achieving the target easily. Coordination also helps in increasing the efficiency of employees also. These are the characteristics of coordination. Now only importance and then last functional area of management is left. Then your chapter will be completed. Right now, any doubt you can ask.